Sofia Stone, and this is my debut novel, Sway. I'm about to read chapter 1. Let's dive in. A car almost plowed me down on a street once when I was a kid, but my dad snatched me out of the way, and for a second, I thought he might love me. I was wrong. I'm not that great at relationships, not the male-female kind at least. Which is fine. That was probably the most exciting day of my life, which is less than fine. That will have to change. But right this second, my life is one big routine, give or take. Late spring mornings like this one make the routine feel heavier somehow, like I'm wasting the best days of the year. 5 days a week, my alarm wakes me up at 6 a.m., and at 31 years old, I wonder if this will always just be it, like one long, tiring loop. Mom's always up when I sleep stumble over my duffel bag, rushing for the early train to the city. In the middle of the hall, she pulls me into a hug. "Emily, honey, are you conscious?" "Barely," I whisper. "You need help?" Even in this early, she's well kept. Her dirty blonde hair is neatly tied back and her satin pajama set unwrinkled. "No, Mom, I've got it." She already does so much for me, so I let her go and I pick up my heavy bag. We both head downstairs. "Here's your coffee," she calls after me with a sleep-crackled voice. "I need to talk to you later, okay?" "Okay," I say, fiddling with my zipper. Worry builds in my stomach, making it ache. What does she need to talk to me about? She opens the front door. "When you're awake." It's probably another reminder about my age. Lately, it's all she talks about, like I'm running out of time. "So, maybe noon?" I tease. She adjusts her vintage Chanel bifocals bought from a local thrift store 2 decades ago. Her slender, work-worn fingers, shaped by countless hours sewing clothes, twists the end of my hair. "You work so hard. If I could, I'd work in your place just to give you a day off." "Thanks, Mom. You're so kind." With a soft smile, I reach up to kiss her cheek and head out. Even though I'm not a morning person, I'm not a night owl either. The 6:30 a.m. train to downtown Chicago whistles as I climb aboard and flop sideways. Tugging my hood lower over my face, I fall asleep behind my opaque sunglasses, alone with no one to rest my head against. All passengers must depart the train. This is the final destination, the conductor announces later. Final destination sounds so grim. Shuffling to grab my things, I head down to the gym adjacent to the office building where I work. I don't enjoy getting up this early, but I'm desperate to change my body. And if I'm half asleep, I can't talk myself out of spin class. Once I'm inside the dark room and loud music pumps through the feel-good adrenaline through my veins. "Hey, Emily, ready to get fit?" The spin instructor grins. I fist bump him and climb onto a few empty stationary bikes. You know it. He pedals fast. I pedal fast. He pedals faster. We all pedal faster. Sweat drips down his face and into his open mouth as he cheers us on. Good thing I'm sitting. No way could I survive this high-intensity cardio standing up. "Done," he shouts. "Look at all of you working out while the world sleeps. You know what that is? Awesome." He points at us. "You are awesome." After the session, I shower and get dressed, still riding the endorphin high. I bounce on my toes while pulling up my pants, but they stick halfway up my thighs. Great! My muscles are swelling, making me look bulkier, not toned. I yank the zipper up. Victory! This deserves a standing ovation. Settled in front of the locker room mirror, I frown at my hips. Maybe I should quit working out because I'm only getting bigger. I don't care if it's muscle or fat. Like a lot of people, I just want to be skinny. But these extra 10 pounds are stickier than a caramel apple. I hoist my duffel bag onto my shoulder and head up to the 20th floor for another day of monotonous work. I'm an internal auditor at a large accounting firm where I'm supposed to analyze policies, procedures all day long. Though that's not always the case. Most of the time, my boss, Larry, avoids me like the plague. Honestly, I think I'm just a body taking up space like some kind of filler in office meetings. Aside from that, I'm thankful to have this job straight out of college. It gives me a place to go during the week and it pays my bills like the mortgage, utilities, credit cards, foods, the basics. When my work phone lights up with mom's number, I expect the worst, since coworkers text while family members call. Yet I answer the way I always do, so coworkers won't know it's a personal call. It's Emily Hathaway, internal auditor, speaking. Hi, sweetheart, it's me. Mom coos, the soothing lilt in her voice always managing to unknot the tension in my shoulders. My fingers brush against the framed photo on my desk, the cool glass protecting our smiles. We're standing in front of the house I bought for us a few years ago. Aware of the prying ears in the office, I lower my voice. Everyone here is always so bored, sipping our smelly, bitter office coffees and breathing the stale office air that we end up listening on each other's calls. Mom, I love you, but unless it's urgent, now's not a great time. She stammers, I love you too, and I know you've got a lunch meeting soon, so I'll be quick. Sure, what's up? My hand drops from the frame to get a pen. So I had tea with Pamela. You remember her, right? She's always adored you, says you remind her of your daughter. Mom's voice cracks, which means she's getting nervous. Tapping the pen on my desk, I stare at the drop ceiling with all its watermarks. One spot looks like a demon with horns and everything. I stop her there. I've been through this matchmaking ordeal before. Mom, I know where this is going. She sighs. Pamela wants to introduce you to her neighbor, and you're both 31 and still single. I hiss under my breath and try to remain calm. Still single. Before you object, hear me out. He's got a bachelor's degree, just moved here, and he's between jobs at the moment. Oh, and no kids. It would be nice if you showed him around town. The last thing she says sounds like I'm supposed to be a tour guide. I tap my pen wildly. My screensaver fills with images of smiling faces on island vacations. And with only scant details of this guy, Mom assumes we'd be a perfect match. Rummaging through my drawer, I find a bag of popcorn and grumble over how it'll be another date where I have to pick up the check. Does she expect me to support her, myself, and some random jobless stranger? No thanks. Mom, instead of focusing on men, how about appreciating our relationships we already have, like ours and my friends? Friendships are important, but I want you to have a family of your own someday. You know, I won't live forever, and I don't want you to be lonely, she presses.